How is your state doing in home foreclosures? We'll talk about that as well as realtors are suing the NAR for having to be a realtor. We'll go into that as well as, let's see, REO of the week, homes for sale near Apple, and Mountain View home of the week, as well as the 40-day on market report. Let's get moving. Okay. Foreclosures up. Not really. So I want to dispel the idea that we're in a foreclosure boom. It's not really a problem right now, but there are states that are jumping up, and I want to talk about that. This was 2008 to 2012. We had a huge glut of inventory, and it was a buyer's market. If you remember back then, we're nowhere near that. We're nowhere near anything. Some people are saying that foreclosures are up, or pre-foreclosures are up, which is called a notice of default, or NODs. But every state will always have foreclosures, and we're not as high as where we were last year, but it's also 33rd week of the year, so we're not quite where we need to be. But so foreclosure filings are a little bit higher than they were last year. States with the highest foreclosure rates in the first half of 2024 were New Jersey, Illinois, Florida, Nevada, and then South Carolina. And this document right here, and I will put this into the link so you can have it, but it gives you all the rankings. And California, in case you want to know, is 11th right here. 3,900 units, or almost 4,000 units went into foreclosure, making it whatever. Foreclosure rate 1 in every 3,600 households. That's not a huge problem. And then the biggest one in California was Nice County, and then these are the other ones too. And the way I got tipped off on this was this guy right here. You know, I follow him for the commercial reports, but he thought he'd want to pop this in anyway, because what he does is he sells notes. He buys and sells notes for profit. And that's a topic we can talk about on the side. It's not something I'm going to put on this channel, at least not yet. We might do it in financial intelligence. Michigan real estate brokers file antitrust suit against National Association of Realtors. This is interesting because for the longest time, I've stopped using my brand, my moniker, as Realtor, because I don't feel that they present themselves in what I want to be known as, the real estate guy. NAR is a giant union. It's the second most powerful union, or lobbyist union. And they have always had their way, or always. For the longest time, they've had their way. This last year has been a huge debacle, circus of lawsuits, and we're talking about this fairly timely because on August 17th, buyers now have to pay the buyer broker or buyer's agent the commission. There's a slew of ways to do that. We've discussed that. It's all over the internet, and we can go down that rabbit hole if you want. One-on-one. I'm happy to talk to you about how that works. But we've basically decoupled commissions so that now buyers are responsible for compensating their agent that is taking them to all the houses, writing offers, and negotiating and walking the process for them. And I got tipped off from this guy from doing that, and he's talking about the whole same thing. Michigan's purports, these agents or brokers purport that they, one, have not really represented themselves as, or they haven't really, the NAR hasn't really done anything well for them or anything good for them, and they require us as real estate agents to become a member of NAR in order to use the MLS. So that's the lawsuit. They're saying that it's required, and every MLS, including our local MLS, MLSlistings.com, requires us to be a member of California Association of Realtors and National Association of Realtors. It's just the way that works. And every other board that I know of requires us to be on NAR. I haven't found one yet, and if I do find one, I would definitely go there. simply because NAR really doesn't do anything for us. They don't provide real-time stats. They don't provide local stats. They don't really help us on anything outside of them lobbying and bullying up Congress so that they can get their way. California Association of Realtors offers a whole lot more services for us, including legal help, legal advice. We work a lot closer with them, and I'm much more comfortable being part of the California Association of Realtors, and we use them for the forms and legal and compliance and all that stuff. So, and every state really has their jurisdiction on how they go to business. But this one here in Michigan is suing not only a group of boards, and boards are generally, say, county, right? Like, so Santa Clara County actually has two boards, Santa Clara County Association of Realtor and Silvar, which is Silicon Valley Association of Realtors. There's also RealComp, which is a software they use, and that's the MLS that allows us to enter your home onto the MLS to put it to market it. We use MLS listings, and there's also Rapatoni and a couple other ones up north. And I don't have any problem with MLS listings other than they're trying to get out of the 90s with their software. They finally dropped the Flash software, and now they have an HTML interface, which is, it's nice, but it's not great. It's funny because we're in the middle of Silicon Valley, high-tech center of the world, and up until about 5 years ago, we were using Flash for our website, for our interface. Let's see. That segment has been brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you're looking at selling your home, this list will give you a comprehensive but not all-inclusive list of things to look at for your home, because no home is perfect, and makes you look at it with a little closer eye and decide if you want to fix it or not, put a repair into place. And this is not a replacement for a home inspection. Believe me, it's not designed for that. It's just designed for you to have an open eye and let you look at every nook and cranny of your home as a buyer would, so that when you present your house for sale, it looks a lot better and it's ready to sell. And if you do any repairs, make sure you disclose it. Homes near Apple. I wanted to compare and contrast these two right here. And one is in San Jose, Santa Clara, and one is in Cupertino. One's a condominium, a 2-bedroom condo, and it's $1.5 million. And when you look at hundreds of thousands of dollars, this doesn't make sense that a house in Cupertino, a condo in Cupertino, 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,400 square foot, built in 2006, mind you, selling for $1.5 million, where for $400,000 more, you get one more bedroom, about the same space, and a huge 1/4 acre lot, built in 1956. Now, the difference is huge because it's almost $500,000 difference. Well, $400,000 difference. Point is that Cupertino, this is the delineation right here of Cupertino. These houses are going to be a lot more because they're in Cupertino, 2.4, 3.8, 2.3, 1 point, well, this one right here. This one's probably beat up. Oh, it's also a townhouse. So there you go. So that's Apple Home of the Week. This is Mountain View Home of the Week. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,500 square foot, built in 1928 for $2.6 million. Again, not my listing. Has a separate garage or detached garage. And the beautiful thing about this is it's walking distance to Castro Street, where that's the downtown where you can have drinks, restaurants, shops, etc., and then catch a quick train to wherever you want to go. So there you go. Fairmont Ave. If you're interested, let me know. $2.6 million. And this one is the bank-owned Home of the Week. We'll go to the map in a minute, but this is in Mill Valley, up north of San Francisco, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, built in 1956. It's a pretty huge house. It's almost 3,500 square feet, but everything on this is original. And so my point here, I think why I looked at this is because, well, it looks like it's been the kitchen's been redone. It hasn't really been reconfigured. So this is more like a beach house or a mountain house. But the rooms aren't very exciting. And again, no staging. You're not going to get as much value out of it if you didn't stage it. The house hasn't been really maintained. There's an ADU on it. So this house right here, if you're interested in learning more about it, let me know. I'll get you all the information. But here's the map. It's right here in Mill Valley, and it's a beautiful place to live. Not necessarily what I would look at. And our foreclosures today in California are 185. I thought it was 187, but there's that one right there that we just looked at. If you look, there are no bank-owned properties at all in Santa Clara County. There's one in Hollister and one in, where's Tustin? Salinas, but you'd have to drive quite a bit to find a bank-owned property. So again, putting your fears at rest about the whole foreclosure issue. We're seeing numbers that are popping up, but if you look, there's just not a huge jump in numbers. Even in California, it's gone up just a little bit, but if you look back in the beginning of the year, we're still at 153. So it's not like those numbers have really jumped. And 40 days on market over 184, which is down from last week, which was the high over the last couple months. And then 90 days on market is 52. Again, these numbers aren't spiking, so nothing really to be afraid of. I think the market's still pretty healthy here. This is Santa Clara. San Jose, we have less than 500 homes for sale. And you know that we have to be at 1,000 to have a balanced market. So we're still undersupplied. We had 84 closing this last week. In Santa Clara County, we had 165 closings, which is healthy. And we had 1,000 homes for sale, and we need to have about 2,000 homes for sale to make it a balanced market. There you go. All right. That's it for now. I'm Vito with Abitano. We'll see you out there.